name is Vanessa Bright, and I thought I'd make this brief video just to share how I work and the aspects of my work that I feel are important to, to my sensibility. And hopefully this will give you a sense of how I work, what I find important, so that you can decide whether I'm the right therapist for you. Um, so there are many kinds of therapy modalities. There's psychoanalysis, CBT, DBT, all these things, ADP. Um, so they are all different. They address the psyche and the mind and the thoughts and the emotions in different ways. So my training is in psychoanalysis, which the broad definition is to make what is unconscious conscious. So we do that in a variety of ways, through dream work, through exploring your patterns, through recognizing certain things. And part of my job is to help point out those things that you are unconscious of for yourself, which is very hard to do when you're alone, right? So that's why you do it with a person. So my prior training is in acupuncture and Chinese medicine, which means that I have a background in holistic healing. And so that was my previous training. And then after that is when I trained in psychoanalysis. And so I kind of brought that with me. And I feel that talking alone isn't enough. You need to be able to experience something, even if it's experiencing a feeling, it's experiencing something, right? So, and I also bring in the body aspect of it, not necessarily directly into sessions, although sometimes, but more in the sense of how do you understand physical symptoms, emotional symptoms, mental symptoms, up that ladder. How do you understand them more deeply in terms of the body, in terms of spirit, in terms of the broader picture of your energy, not just your energy levels, but how is your energy doing, right? Your energy, we have energy fields, right? So, so to me, crucial to healing, which is what this is about, I don't work with diagnoses. I don't work with, as in like, I don't approach a diagnosis, I approach a person. So I think about healing in general, right? You are approaching me as a psychoanalyst, but I also have a sensibility for what healing actually is. So number one is you learn about yourself, right? How do you encounter your inner experience? How do you have curiosity about it rather than rejection or judgment, which is, a lot of people have. So you might be like, why am I so angry? I don't want to be angry. So now you're having a feeling about a feeling, right? So this is part of what you discover with this process of psychoanalytic work. So you learn how to experience yourself, your feelings, your emotions, your sensations, your thoughts. You learn to understand yourself more deeply. You learn how to become more accepting and more open to your experience and therefore the experience of others. The other piece is that to me, there is no healing without the spiritual component. This is something I came to as a result of my own work and continued training past psychoanalysis. This is something I see in general as I work with people. I cannot split this off from therapeutic work. So to me, connecting with some sense of the spiritual, it might be connecting to a tree or a plant, it might be connecting to animals in a different way, connecting to your intuitive sense. That's the important piece, right? That's part of what you learn. So you learn to discern what is intuition and what are your thoughts about it, right? So your intuition says, don't go to this party. But then you examine it and you go, okay, is that because I'm scared and I'm anxious? Is your ex going to be there? Is, something like that, right? Or is there some part of you that says, you know what, you need to rest today? Don't go drinking, don't go whatever, right? So how do you tell those apart? That's part of the work. So I specialize in working with people who are on the spiritual path and who are doing this sort of discernment and this sort of work internally How do you tell the map from the territory, right? That's a very Buddhist thing. How do you discern what are my thoughts and what is my experience? What is being, if you want to call it channeled or downloaded or intuited, right? And what are your thoughts? And, what are your potentially fearful kind of running struggles with that? So I also have an interest in helping people integrate psychedelic and plant spirit medicine experiences. I say interest, it's a strong interest. I say it this way because I don't yet have training for that, except in working with people and my own experiences. I think that psychedelic medicine is the future and so important. It's tremendously healing. And to me, it is a spiritual experience. It's something that opens you up to yourself and to the cosmos, the universe, whatever the word is, the spirit realm. And this can also be, seeing spirits or hearing, perceiving them in certain ways, things like that, that I have an interest in and feel is actually really important. I think a lot of people have this ability and struggle with it. So that's something else that I do and work with. And the other important piece, it happens to be last on my list, but it's not actually last, is dream work. I think dream work is one of the most incredible things you can do in understanding yourself and figuring out what your life direction is and your purpose. This is where I kind of veer off from the psychoanalytic training, because in psychoanalysis everything is looked at as an aspect of yourself within a dream, and that's a very useful way of doing it, but it's not the only way. After psychoanalysis, as I said, I've been training more. I'm training in shamanic work and energy healing beyond what I already know. And I've learned that dreams are very often messages from beyond your local life and your current life. It could be past lives, but it can also be spirits, messages from plants, messages from ancestors. There are opportunities for ancestral healing as well. So dreams are huge, 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 huge. So if you've had dreams that you're like, wow, I had this crazy dream and my whole body exploded, or I encountered a bug or whatever, right? They don't have to be massive, epic kind of dreams. They can be very small and still hold a lot of information. But yeah, so if you've had dreams you've always wondered about, chances are it's your psyche saying, knock, knock, time to deal with it. So I'll wrap this up here. I'll just say that finding a therapist is very challenging. This is partly why I made the video, so that you can get a little bit of a sense of how I am, how I speak, how I hold myself. This is essentially how I am in sessions, except there's more back and forth. But yeah, take your time in finding the right fit for you. If one or two therapists don't work, don't write off the whole modality, and don't write off therapy in general. There are as many types of therapy as there are therapists. So 10 of us trained in psychoanalysis, you will have 10 different kinds of therapies, 12. In any case, thanks for watching, and feel free to contact me if you have any